Give the call to the honourable member for Moncrieff.
Thank you, Speaker. I move the motion relating to childcare in the terms in which it appears on the notice paper.
The member for Moncrieff may proceed.
Well, for the last 12 months, the Albanese government has been spruiking its cheaper childcare policy. They promised that out-of-pocket costs would be lower and fees would not increase. And when we asked about lack of access and the overworked and burnt-out educators, they basically shrugged their shoulders and said, well, don't worry, we've got a plan. Well, it's a plan that we've yet to actually see, and July 1 hit like a ticking time bomb to Australian families. My office has been inundated with emails from families who are further out of pocket now than they were before July 1. Their fees have increased, eating most or all of their subsidy. Sarah in Jamistown had her fees increased by $18 a day, and Naomi in Rothwell, who's now paying $45 more a day for her 2 children. According to the Parenthood, 90% of families have watched their childcare fees increase in recent weeks. The Prime Minister promised families they would be better off, but what I've been hearing is that families are struggling to pay their rent, their mortgage, their bills and their early learning fees. Many families were hoping to have extra money to pay for electricity bills, petrol for their car and other expenses, and instead they've been left under further economic stress. The last time Labor was in government, fees skyrocketed by 53% in just 6 years. They've already increased 8% in the last 9 months alone. And while Labor says they'll go down, it's pretty clear that you can't trust a thing that comes out of this Prime Minister's mouth. They lied to the Australian people at the last election. They've broken promise after promise, and they'll continue to do so to stay in power. In the last month, I travelled to South Australia, to Victoria and to Tassie, visiting regional and rural communities, many of whom have no access to any care or are stuck on waiting lists as far as the eye can see. I spoke with highly educated, capable women and men who want to return to the workforce as teachers, as nurses, GPs and even small business owners. But there's no local centre, there's no local family daycare, and the closest provider is 40 minutes away, and the waiting list already has 50 families on it. I had high hopes that the government would do something meaningful with the Community Childcare Fund, a program established by the Coalition to support regional and rural communities. And yet, when the government announced the $19 million grant round earlier this year, I scanned the list of eligible communities and I was severely disappointed. Many of the communities I've been to or heard from were not on that list, and therefore were not eligible to apply. Communities like Tumby Bay, Cummins, Augusta, Charlton, Bigoden, Wilmington, Ardrossan, and the list goes on. Labor spent $4.7 billion on childcare subsidies, and not $1 of that went to increase access. And none of it's going to regional, rural and remote communities who have zero access. Labor has left these communities behind, and it's a disgrace. It's disgraceful. We also warned the government that their policy would put further demand on a sector already under great pressure. I've spoken to hundreds of educators who are stressed, burning out, unsure how much longer they can stay in their jobs. They're working all day on the floor, and then they've got after-hours staff meetings, professional development and paperwork up to their eyeballs they need to complete. They don't feel respected or valued, and they should be, because they care and they educate our youngest Australians. When we ask about the plan for workforce, Labor simply rabbited on about their fee-free TAFE and university places. But what they failed to mention is that while Australians may enrol in early learning courses at TAFE and university, many of them simply don't complete those courses and enter the sector. Those free places also won't support educators who have already completed their education and have been in the sector for many years. While we want to see more Australians at TAFE and in university, there's no real plan to increase the pipeline of educators into the sector and help retain them. It's become very clear the Albanese government has no idea what they're doing. They have no plan to increase access, no plan to address rising fees and no plan to fix workforce concerns. With out-of-pocket costs rising again, yet again under Labor, Australian families deserve to know why they always pay much more under Labor.